Here's a comment about having a beneficiary on your bank account. It's just a matter of going down to the bank and filling out a form. Well, that is true, and beneficiary designations sometimes and even often work very well. There are some risks to having the beneficiary designations on there. One is that when you pass away, if you have your spouse as a beneficiary, you guys could be involved in a common tragedy, or even with a child, an adult child, you could have a common tragedy. You're in a car together and pass away in an accident. That doesn't happen often, so I'm not really concerned about that. However, as you get older, many people have their children in their 20s, so when you're in your 90s, your kids are in your 70s. If you're in your 90s, you very well may have dementia or some sort of cognitive impairment that keeps you from going down to the bank if there is a curveball in life and changing beneficiary designations. So often what happens is my older clients, again in their 80s and 90s, have their children on their bank accounts or investment accounts as beneficiaries. They lose capacity to make their own decisions, and eventually the children end up having an issue where at the time of their parents' death, either they have predeceased, they are disabled themselves and receiving some sort of public benefits like Medicaid for their own nursing home, or they're in the middle of a divorce or a lawsuit. So beneficiary designations work great if everybody survives you, is healthy, and at the time of your death is not under any sort of disability or lawsuit from a creditor or in the middle of a divorce. So for that reason, I always like trusts better than beneficiary designations. They let you say, what happens if my son at the time of my death is dead, disabled, incapacitated, in the middle of a lawsuit, in the middle of a divorce, has become addicted to drugs or alcohol, anything like that. So beneficiaries are good, trusts are better, and typically, beneficiaries aren't on all of your assets at the time of your death. People often miss something, and if you don't use a ladybird deed and you own real property, then there is no beneficiary on your house, so you have to go through probate on that anyway. Consider using a trust versus beneficiary designations. They work much better, they provide more flexibility and more control. Thanks, have a great day.